So I just sort of wanted to signal that to you. And if any of you are really excited about thinking about, I actually got an email from a Pitzer student who's not in the class, but he's like, you know, I totally know how to do PR on the web, and I got 50 billion hits for some graffiti that I put on, and if you'd like me to come and talk to you about how we can get 50 billion hits for your class, so sure, if you're interested in joining Dashel in that project, and you know who Dashel is, why don't you come after class and we'll talk about a group of you thinking about how we want to promote the class and what our goals are in relationship to its outside visibility. The other thing is, well, let me raise this secondly, and I'm almost done here. In relationship to kind of promotion, I don't know if anyone's been following the numbers on the class, but they're doubling every day. So, on my page. So yesterday when I went to bed it was at like 200, today it's at 500. So there's this other question about the snowballing effect of YouTube and in what ways, or if we can control that. Do we want to control it? Are we going for big? Just because big is good. What are we going to lose as we get bigger? So I'm wondering if anyone would just be interested in charting the numbers of the class. So, you know, if somebody is, that'd be great, and maybe reporting into us. You know, again, one of the really curious questions of the class is sort of like, you can chart my page, but how are we going to chart everyone else's page? Which leads to this bigger question about how we can use YouTube to link as a community. So that when things are happening in relation to the class that aren't sort of happening through my page, how do we know? And Miranda made one intervention already, so do you want to explain what you did for us?
Yeah, sure. Excuse me. Well, what I did was I created a YouTube group for the class. Yeah, it's just youtube.com/learning from YouTube. Oh, somebody else already told
Me.
Oh. No, there's that.
I don't know. Me.
Oh,
The TA.
Yeah. Well, anyway, essentially, what this is once you have your own YouTube account, you can join the group, and then you can just sort of upload videos to the group or start a message board discussion.
So maybe that we actually want that to be where all of, you know, where we're kind of cataloging everything. So it may, and again, I don't know the answers to this. It's very, I'm not very good at navigating YouTube, but I would like to propose that if there's a few of you who are interested in thinking about managing our connections on YouTube, I would love you to stay after, maybe 2 or 3 people, and talk about how we facilitate this. But what I'm thinking is, and please correct me if I'm wrong, that if everyone has their own page, and then you also go through this Learning from YouTube page,
Yeah.
then that's going to hold everything. I'm not really certain what my page has to do with it at that point, my channel. Maybe I just choose things from yours and put them on mine.
I tried to comment on your page.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't sure how we were supposed to submit our assignment or like what video I posted on, and it like rejected me every time.
Yeah, somebody else told me that too, but then we tried it today and it worked.
Maybe you made the account and did you get an email after you made an account and you confirmed it?
Let's try and troubleshoot that, because I also think if you post a few comments on my page, that makes a good deal of sense. But does anyone want to come in and just help us figure this out? Should we try and work through this page here as opposed to mine? Yeah? That makes sense, right?
Yeah.
If it's posted.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's very hard to sort of know where we all are. So let's see how that works. The other, and I'm almost down my list here, and then I'm going to open up the questions that you have just about process. So remember that the rules of the class are that you have to stay inside YouTube. If there's a link in somebody's page on YouTube to the outside world, outside in cyberspace, is it okay to go there? What do you guys think? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, because it's obviously the most easy way out. So are we permitting it or closing it down?
I think that maybe it should depend on the context of the link. Like, I know that in a lot of comments, people will just like essentially post spam, and they'll just post links to like random sites they want people to visit. But I've seen other videos that are like in response to a website that exists outside of YouTube. So in that case, it's like it's important to see that other link in order to understand the video in its context.
Yeah.
it sounds to me that people think that if there's a link embedded on a page and it's in YouTube and it takes you off of YouTube, and we don't want spam, but we're not talking about spam,
Right, but
then that's legitimate, because YouTube can hold it. Does anyone feel otherwise? Okay, so everyone also knows a sneaky way out then. Then you basically can leave by putting the link. Okay, so we're in agreement, we can always revisit it. Here's another question. So also, if people start searching for the class, everybody should we should have an agreed upon tag or tags so that things are linked through a search. So my suggestion is MS-135. That when you put up something, you always put an MS-135 tag on it. Does that make sense? That way, if people are sort of trying to follow what we're doing, we're searchable. Does anyone else have ideas about tagging?
So you're talking about tagging the videos,
That
right?
you
Not,
can produce.
okay.
Shouldn't we just tag it learning from YouTube?
You could as well.
Wouldn't that be the most likely search? I don't think the public's gonna be like, oh,
The
MS.
thing is, learning from YouTube, each one is a separate tag.
Yeah.
Is there a way to like tag the comments?
Yeah, so I was thinking, maybe you just have to tag the video that you're commenting on
Okay.
somehow?
This is what I need the specialist group for. Like, how can we use the machinery of YouTube to mark the huge spaces that we're traveling and sort of suggest that they actually are linked. For sure we can tag the videos we produce. Let's do MS-135 and learning from YouTube. But it'll be learning from YouTube. You can't do a cluster unless you make it all together.
No, I was just gonna say, like, for our comments, should we maybe link back to like the group website or something and say, this comment thanks to this class or something?
Is that possible?
Well, I mean, you could embed the link in the comment or something.
Yeah.
I think.
Okay.
Like a hyperlink.
Yeah.
Well, the comments are really limited on how much space you get to
Yeah,
write.
500 characters.
500 characters.
You also often can't put in an actual link, like you'll have to say, you'll spell out .com, because I think they pick up on, they try to pick up on spam in that way. Because when I do see spam people have kind of figured it out, and so it'll be like camgirls, .com,
Here's what I'd suggest. Let's all know. Let's all know that we're trying to figure this out. Everybody go home and kind of play with it till Tuesday, and we'll meet again. If the committee forms today, you can start to report to that committee. Let's put MS-135 on all of our tags. What's your name?
Eric.
Let's try Eric's suggestion. Everyone's just sort of try and play with how you can kind of get back to us as you're going on, off. And we'll reconvene, okay? Does anybody have any technical problems or issues at this point? A lot of you ran away before we got introduced to the little cameras. Yeah,
I couldn't even post
couldn't post
at all.
because you didn't know how or
No,
you.
like I pressed post, but it wouldn't post.
Okay, that's sort of like the comment that didn't work.
Well, I could post on the video, I just couldn't
Okay.
comment on your page.
Yeah, neither could I.
You can comment on my page. I've heard that problem. I don't know what that is.
Do you have to be a subscriber first?
I am a subscriber.
Does anybody here want to give, or 2 or 3 people want to give their names and emails as people who feel like if someone had a little technical problem, they could send you an email and you'd help them out? What's your name?
George.
Like George? Like somebody, would a couple of you volunteer? Okay, so, what's your name?
Noah.
Noah. So you want to just write your email here? 1 or 2 other people who feel like, it's not going to be that many, but if people are feeling a little like intimidated by using the technology, any volunteers? Okay, Miranda, 2's fine. So can you just send them an email? You can use the IT people to help you with that.
I have like a suggestion kind of, and I don't know if you would be interested in this, but if we could make some sort of bank of just like videos I like, so that when we're not, like, it's so hard to get lost in like so much stuff, and it totally would help if I was like, oh, well, here's somebody that like maybe I don't know personally, but like it's more reputable. I don't know if like somebody would be interested in figuring out how that would happen.
For the class.
Yeah, but just like, I enjoy this, not even,
Okay. I think it's a great idea. If we had a bank of videos and everybody kind of put in 5, and then we'd have 200 videos there, and we could all sort of start to look at them, then would you take responsibility for it?
I can try, I'm not like that savvy.
Okay, would anyone else like to join her in that project?
Well, I just have a suggestion. Like, I know that one thing you can do is when you have a YouTube account is that you can like add videos to like your video blog and just like have favorites and stuff like that. So I'm not sure if you can do that for a group, but maybe the idea would be like to make a second group for like where people can post like the